Chapter 1, the first law, mentalism. The universe is mental. This is not opinion. This is the first law. Everything you see, touch, fear, or desire, all of it began as a thought. Not yours, not mine, but the all, the universal mind, the field, the source. The Hermetic texts call this the foundation of all laws. Nothing comes before it. If you do not understand this principle, you cannot master any of the others. Period. The all is mind. The universe is a mental projection of a divine consciousness. You are inside it, and it is inside you. There is no separation. This is not a metaphor. It's a structure. Just as your body casts a shadow in light, your consciousness casts a world in time. When you imagine, you create form. When you believe, you give it roots. When you feel, you animate it. And when you act, you anchor it in space. Mentalism is not abstract. It is the code of existence. Thought is not weak. Thought is not passive. Thought is the original weapon, the original tool, the original language. It shapes cells. It bends time. It filters what you see. It controls what you ignore. It designs your behavior, which becomes your outcome. To understand mentalism is to understand the formula of all manifestation. Thought plus emotion plus repetition equals structure. Whatever you think with emotion over time will structure your reality. You can deny this. You can ignore it. But your results will confirm it anyway. All beliefs are accepted suggestions, either given by others or chosen by you. Most people are unconscious of what they think. Their minds are on autopilot. Their thoughts repeat like background music. They do not challenge the tune. They only react to the melody. The first step to mentalism is ownership. If you think it, you built it, even if you did not mean to. This is not blame. This is power. You cannot escape the mind. You can only learn to command it. Thoughts are not private. They're vibrational. What you think is what you radiate. What you radiate is what you magnetize. You don't get what you want. You get what you are in consciousness. That is why change does not begin with action. It begins with recognition, inner awareness. Sit quietly. Ask, what thoughts repeat in me? Am I rehearsing limitation? Am I meditating on failure? Am I revisiting lack, regret, rejection, or fear? If so, then my world will reflect that, not as punishment, but as precise echo. This is the law. Thought is the architect. Belief is the builder. Emotion is the fuel. Action is the bridge. The mind precedes form. Your job is not to manipulate the external world. That is illusion. That is chasing shadows. Your job is to take dominion over the internal world. That is mentalism. Do not try to fix conditions. Fix conception. Do not beg the universe. Program it from within. The world is not out there. It's inside your perception. If you believe you are unworthy, the world will organize to prove it. If you believe you are chosen, it will organize to match it. This is not philosophy. This is mechanical. Spiritual law is more exact than gravity. What you consent to, you invite. What you repeat, you engrave. What you feel, you broadcast. Most people think by accident. Mentalism requires you to think on purpose. Choose thoughts that align with the reality you want. Hold them until they feel familiar. Let that familiarity become identity. That identity will become pattern. That pattern will become reality. You are not the thought, you are the operator, and now you have been reminded of the lever in your hand. Chapter 2, the thought before time. Before there was light, there was awareness. Before particles, planets, or flesh, there was the urge to know. Thought existed before time. In the beginning, there was no beginning. There was only the all, pure consciousness, undivided, unshaped, no language, no sound, no object, only thought aware of itself. That is what you came from. That is what you are. This original thought, this primal mind, had no limits, no boundaries, and no others. It imagined contrast. It imagined division. It imagined me and not me. And the moment it imagined it, it became it. That was the first ripple. That ripple became light. That light became vibration. That vibration became energy. That energy became matter. That matter became biology. That biology became behavior. That behavior became culture. That culture became belief. And now you're here, thinking about thinking. Everything you know is downstream from a single pulse of consciousness. Mentalism does not suggest that the mind affects reality. It declares that mind is reality, compressed, slowed down, made visible. You are not inside the universe. The universe is inside your field of thought. Your body is not your identity, it is your interface. A diving suit your awareness wears while exploring form. If you go far enough back in any field of study, physics, psychology, history, philosophy, you reach the same place, the unprovable but undeniable fact that something is thinking, and it cannot be turned off. This thought that preceded time is still active. It's not gone. It didn't vanish after the Big Bang. It's right now, as you, as this moment. That's the true meaning of I am. Not I am this or I am that. Just I am. I exist. And because I exist, reality exists through me. Most people treat life like a sequence of causes and effects. They believe they're downstream, reacting, surviving, adjusting. But the ancient initiates knew better. They knew that cause begins in thought. That's why mentalism is first. Because if you get this wrong, everything downstream becomes confusion. You'll chase symptoms, you'll argue with effects, you'll try to change the reflection without touching the mirror. You can't change the image in a mirror by touching the glass. You have to change the face that stands in front of it. That face is thought. If your inner world is chaotic, repetitive, and afraid, your outer world will echo that. If your inner world is focused, deliberate, and expectant, your outer world will reflect it with precision. This isn't optimism. This is physics. This is resonance. This is mental law. The world you're walking through is not solid. It's liquid light, dream stuff, interpreted by your nervous system and projected by your subconscious mind. You experience what you expect, what you imagine, what you believe is possible. That's not spiritual fluff. It's a mechanism. It's machinery. But you forgot, because they taught you backwards. They taught you to focus on matter, to obey appearances, to fear circumstance, to obey numbers and diagnoses and conditions and headlines. That's why you suffer. Not because you are broken, but because you were trained to forget your role as a mental projector. The good news? You can remember. And the moment you do, the entire structure bends. That's why this principle matters. Before time, before form, before you had a name, there was thought. Silent, sovereign, unstoppable. And that thought, that first thought, lives on as your imagination. Not daydreaming, not fantasy, but the creative faculty of the universe implanted inside a human interface. You have it, you use it daily, but until now you may have used it against yourself. You've imagined worst-case scenarios. You've replayed old failures. You've visualized rejection and called it realism, but it's still imagination, still mentalism, still creating. Now you know, thought is seed, imagination is soil, emotion is water, repetition is sunlight. Whatever you plant, grows. What will you plant next? Chapter 3, The Mind Mirror. Life reflects what you think. Your life is a mirror. Not a metaphorical mirror, a functional one. It reflects not your wishes, but your dominant assumptions. Every condition you live in is the echo of an inner pattern. Not a punishment, not a test, not an accident, a reflection. Just as a glass mirror reflects your physical appearance, the mirror of life reflects your mental structure. This is the practical application of mentalism. The outer is the screen, the inner is the projector. Most people try to change the movie by fighting the screen, but the projector doesn't respond to effort, only to input. The input is thought, belief, assumption, emotional frequency, mental tone. The output is circumstance, encounter, delay, repetition, miracle. Your outer world is not happening to you. It is happening through you. This is why you keep repeating certain patterns. The job you attract, reflects your self-worth. The partner you magnetize, which reflects your sense of lovability. The opportunities that appear or vanish reflect your baseline expectations. Look closely. Don't flinch. Life is showing you what you believe. If you say you want peace but your mind rehearses arguments, you will attract conflict. If you say you want abundance but your mind clings to fear, you will attract more lack. Thought is the script. Feeling is the ink. Repetition is the printer. Most people live in a mental loop and call it fate, but there is no fate. There is only frequency. Mentalism means your mind is the tuner, and life is the broadcast. If your signal is weak, you will receive static. If your signal is clear, you will receive precision. The mind mirror cannot lie. It only reflects. If you want to know what's really going on inside you, don't ask your mood. Look at your results. Are you progressing or stalling? Are your relationships expanding or repeating? Are you inspired or surviving? These are not just emotional states. They are data. The mental field responds to your dominant input, not your passing moods. You can feel positive for 5 minutes a day and negative for the other 23 hours. The mirror will follow the 23. This is why mentalism requires discipline. You must stop giving power to appearances. The mirror only shows what you fed it yesterday. If you don't like what you see, stop reacting and start reprogramming. Don't fight the reflection, change the source. Don't beg the universe. Update the blueprint. Don't plead for different conditions. Rewire the thoughts that created them. Every time you judge your reality without changing your thinking, you deepen the loop. Most people argue with the mirror. They insult the image. They wish the reflection was different. But the mirror is not the enemy, it's the messenger. Your conditions do not define you. They reveal you. You cannot hide from yourself in this universe. Every belief, conscious or subconscious, will eventually show its face and form. That's not cruelty. That's mercy. It's feedback. It's instruction. The mind mirror is not there to trap you. It's there to teach you. It doesn't speak in words. It speaks in patterns, echoes, delays, stuck loops, sudden bursts, unexplained breakthroughs. Mentalism is not about trying to manipulate every detail. That's micromanagement. That's fear. Mentalism is about shifting identity. Once you think as the version of you who has peace, the world will mirror peace. Once you think as the version of you who succeeds, the world will mirror success. The mirror doesn't reflect what you deserve. It reflects what you believe. The only way to shift your external world is to shift what you're projecting into the field of consciousness. And you don't shift it by trying harder. You shift it by changing your assumption. Replace "I always get overlooked" with "I am always chosen." Replace "it's hard for me" with "things unfold for me." Replace "this is who I am" with "this is what I used to be." Identity is fluid. Belief is software. Your brain is hardware. Your life is the screen. You are the coder. This is mentalism applied. Chapter 4. Dreaming while awake. Mentalism is not just law, it's power. And imagination is the switch that turns that power on. Everything you experience began as an image in someone's mind. A city, a language, a policy, a paycheck. All of it was once imagined. The tragedy is not that people dream too big. The tragedy is that people dream passively. They imagine outcomes they fear. They visualize futures they hate. They relive moments they despise and call it realism. Mentalism doesn't care whether your thought is good or bad. It only responds to repetition, emotion, and belief. You are dreaming while awake. The question is, what kind of dream are you constructing? Most people use imagination against themselves. They replay mistakes. They rehearse arguments. They envision rejection, loss, betrayal. Then they wonder why it keeps happening. The answer is simple. Imagination is causation. Thought is seed. Repetition is planting. Feeling is watering. And the world is the harvest. Mentalism is not about wishful thinking. It's about precision. Imagination is a faculty, not a fantasy. Your subconscious mind can't tell the difference between something vividly imagined and something physically experienced. That's not a theory. That's neuroscience. Athletes rehearse victories before they ever step on the field. Musicians feel performances before they ever strike a chord. Master creators walk through the reality and imagination before it becomes fact. You don't have to wait for your outer world to change. You can visit the future version of yourself right now. The only cost is focus. Do this before sleep, when your mind is open and soft. 1. Close your eyes. 2. See yourself already living the outcome you desire. 3. Don't just see it, feel it. Feel the relief. Feel the gratitude. Hear the sounds, smell the air, feel the texture of the moment. 4. Make it real in your nervous system. Don't hope, don't wish, just dwell. 5. Fall asleep with the image complete. Repeat this for 7 nights. Your subconscious will begin the rearrangement. You'll see changes, subtle at first, then structural. People, circumstances, ideas, all will begin to echo your new inner world. Remember, you are not imagining to make it happen. You are imagining because it is already true in the field of mind. The imagination is the womb. The world is the birth. You've just unlocked the first law, the law behind all other laws, mentalism. But the story doesn't end with thought, because what's above is like what's below. What's seen is shaped by the unseen. In the next chapter, we'll explore the secret pattern that connects the stars to the soul and the cosmos to your choices. This is the second law, the law of correspondence. Subscribe now and join us in the zone of the unseen, where ancient truth becomes present power and your world begins within.